So for the past 4 years, one of my favorite things to do is go on a group trip with my friends to Vegas. And while for the past 4 years, we found ourselves at the same hotel every single time. So with so many good options on the Las Vegas Strip, why do me and my friends always find ourselves back at the Venetian? Hey, welcome back to another Is It Worth It luxury review video where I try and find value in luxury and I explain to you whether those fancy expensive things are actually worth the extra money you spend on it or not. This video is going to be about Las Vegas, one of my favorite things, where there's tons of luxury, and it's going to be about one of the best deals I've found in Vegas. Now, I'm a fan of trying new things, and in Las Vegas, there's tons of new things to try, and there's always new hotel experiences to try. Naturally, with Vegas, when I travel with a group of friends, we're going to try new things, right? We're going to stay at a different place each time. Wrong, because the Venetian seems to be the best deal always, and it always delivers. So get comfortable, because just like all my videos, I've thought this through. I'm gonna make a point here. I'm gonna try and prove myself here. At the end of the video, it's on you guys to let me know whether you agree or not. Now, traveling in a group has a lot of nuances to it. I wish it were easy, but let's be honest, when you travel with a big group of friends, anytime it's more than like 6 people, things get complicated. You have a lot of opinions, especially with my friends. When I travel with them, I seem to be friends with very opinionated people. They'd probably say the same thing about me. But it's difficult. There's a lot of needs, there's a lot of opinions, and you got to meet them all. It's not like when you're traveling with a couple where you and your significant other can have the similar interests or similar tastes, and you just kind of go from there. It's pretty easy when you're trying to please 2 people. When you're trying to please 6 or more people, and sometimes I've traveled in groups about 15 or 20, that gets really difficult. Las Vegas has a lot of options, but it's hard to find one option that meets all the needs. But I think the Venetian does a good job of that. So the first reason why I really like the Venetian for a group is its location. The Venetian is very centrally located. It is not the most centrally located hotel on the Strip. I'd say probably Caesar's Palace or maybe Planet Hollywood or Harrah's for that, but it is pretty centrally located, unlike the MGM Grand, for example. The reason why this is good for groups is, well, you're going to want to go and do things. Maybe you want to go to Encore Beach Club, or maybe you want to go to dinner at the Cosmo. All of these things that you're going to want to do, you're going to be able to walk there, or at least get there pretty quickly. And in a group situation, you're going to want to do a lot of different things. And so the Venetian, by being semi-centrally located, fills that need. The second thing, and this is really important, is food. Now, I know what you're going to say. There's food everywhere in Vegas. You can find food everywhere. How is that a perk of the Venetian? Well, what the Venetian does a good job of is providing a variety of foods at different costs. Now, that's huge. The Venetian has your really high-end restaurants like Cut, and then it has your kind of mid-tier restaurants like Bouchon or Yardbird, and then it has your cheaper options, and it actually has a food court in the mall attached to it, like the Halal Guys or Chipotle or Panda Express. The Venetian has a super wide range of foods and a lot of different food types, which is good for a group. Because let's face it, you're not going to eat every meal together. That's really, really difficult when you have a big group. Some people are going to be hungover in the morning and not make it to breakfast. Some people are going to just want different things for lunch. So if you have the group splitting up, you want the group to be able to pick what they want and have a lot of options to choose from. That makes it really easy. And the Venetian does a fantastic job of this. Other casinos, they have food courts and they have other expensive options, but compared to the other ones, I don't think I've seen as many options as the Venetian, mostly because the Venetian has that mall, the Grand Canal Shops, attached to it. The third reason is the casino and sportsbook. Now, every single hotel has a really large casino. I shouldn't say every single hotel. The Trump Hotel, for example, does not have a casino in it because Vegas had a vendetta against Trump and didn't give him a gambling license, but that's besides the point. All these other hotels, they have really nice casinos. Well, not all the hotels. Treasure Island has a casino, and it's dark and kind of sad in there. I don't like going to Treasure Island. But the Venetian one is really nice, really well lit. I mean, maybe that's important to you guys, maybe it's not, but they have every game type. It's going to check that box off essentially for your friends who like to gamble. The other thing it has, which is really clutch, is a big sports book. Now, not every casino has a nice large sports book with all the TVs showing all the games and a bunch of places to sit. I think that's huge. If you have guys on your trip, chances are they're going to want to put just a couple sports bets at the very least, maybe a few more than that. And so having that option for them is really clutch. If you go to like the Aria, for example, the sports book is in the middle of nowhere. It's really impossible to get to, and it's not like a dedicated area. Now, the last, and this is the most important reason I like the Venetian for groups, is the room. Now, the Venetian delivers by far the best blend of comfort, luxury, and cost when it comes to a room for a group of people, hands down. Now, each room at the Venetian is a suite, and some hotels can be pretty vague with the definition of suite, but with the Venetian, it is a legitimate suite in my opinion, because it is pretty dang large, and there's kind of two separate areas separating the bedroom and then a kind of living room area. Now, the technical definition of a suite is technically there needs to be a door separating a living room area and a bedroom area. The Venetian does not have that, but that's fine because you're still getting this segregated area. So what the Venetian has instead is a main bedroom area where you're going to get 2 queen beds if you're trying to have a group, and then a little step down area to the living area with a pull-out couch that's going to pull out into a bed. So you really are getting a lot of space here. It's not like just splitting a regular room with 2 queen beds in it. It really is like being in a suite. And it's like really being in a suite at a regular room in Vegas price. That's the beauty of the Venetian. You're always getting a lot more square footage and a lot more beds, if you count the pull-out couch, for the price of a regular room in Las Vegas. Now, lots of rooms in Vegas are going to have your 2 queen beds and maybe a couch that pulls out, but if you look at the square footage of them, a lot of them are ranging around 300 to 400 square feet. The cheapest room, which would be the smallest room in the Venetian, the Bella Suite, that's 700 square feet. So this is great. If you have a group of people, you don't feel like you're living on top of each other when you're inside the room. So you get 2 of those beds, and then you get the pull-out couch on the bottom area. So quite easily you could fit 5 people, 2 on each bed, 1 on the pull-out. You can even put a 6th person in there if you wanted to. Splitting a hotel room 5 or 6 ways, that gets you really, really cheap. The bathroom is really nice at the Venetian. I generally like a large suite to have maybe a 1.5 bath, but this is a classic just 1 bath, 1 shower, 1 toilet. But it is very spacious. You got your double sinks, you got TVs in the bathroom. Always love a TV in the bathroom. You got a nice big shower, big tub. I don't really think anyone's taking a bath on a group trip, but if they wanted to, they could take a bath. There's always that one guy in the group. Now, if you're looking online, you might see a few suite options. There's the Bella Suites, which are cheaper, and those are about 700 square feet. Then there's something called the Rialto Suite. So I actually booked a Rialto Suite. That's what you're seeing inside this video. The Rialto Suite comes with about, I think, 300 extra square feet, and it bumps it up to about 1,000 square feet total. Unnecessary. You do not need to book a Rialto Suite. The extra square feet you get is all in the form of like a marble foyer, which served 0 purpose. It was nice because we put our bags there so they weren't like in the way while we're walking around the room, but it did not give you any more living space or any more place to sleep or anything like that. It was pretty much a waste of space and a waste of the cost. We ended up paying, I think it was $100 extra per night for this extra 300 square feet that served pretty much 0 purpose. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, you're Mr. Luxury Reviews. Why aren't you staying at the Sky Suites or the Sky Lofts? Well, please first, my father was Mr. Luxury Reviews. You can call me Andrew. That was terrible. And second, the cost is massive, and you don't get much more at the Sky Suites in terms of living experience and sleeping experience for a big group. Again, I love the Sky Suites. That's my favorite place to stay if I'm going with a significant other, and I did a video on it where I just raved about the Sky Suites. But having a bunch of other people in that room, they wouldn't be that comfortable. There's still only 1 bed in that suite, and the couches were not pull-out couches. And 2, the cost of that room is a lot more than the Venetian suites, especially when you're staying on a weekend. All right, so let's do some comparison shopping here so I can prove to you that the Venetian is really well priced when it comes to what you get. So I'm looking on Hotels.com. I got a random weekend in August, which is a few months away from recording this, so demand should not be influencing the pricing too much here. And I'm comparing this to other 5-star hotels. There's definitely going to be 4-star hotels that are much cheaper than Venetian, but again, we're trying to find a nice blend of comfort and luxury here. So if Treasure Island is cheaper, that's great. I don't really want to stay at Treasure Island. So what the Venetian has to offer, the Bella Suite, this is one we're going for, looks like $281 is the price that we're getting offered. And I should mention, I'm using a private tab here, so this is not any special offer I'm getting because of my account on Hotels.com. This is just something being offered to everyone who would look it up. So $281, that would give you 2 queen beds and the pull-out couch. And the other thing to keep in mind is 700 square feet. So that would be $281 split by 5 people. 5 people could stay in this room very comfortably. So that'd be about $56, which is a pretty good deal per night when you think about it. Let's look at the Bellagio. The Bellagio is a really nice hotel as well, but their room with 2 queen beds costs $444, and the square feet on it is only 500, so it's about 200 less. And there's no pull-out couch, so therefore you can only fit 4 people in here comfortably. Let's take a look at the Aria. The Aria is a lot cheaper at $314, still more than the Venetian, but it only fits 4 people again. 500 square feet, $314, getting split 4 ways, still more than the Venetian. The Cosmo, pretty good deal for the Cosmo here actually at $316. I think that's a pretty good deal for the Cosmo. This room is 480 square feet, so smaller than the other ones I mentioned, and no mention of a pull-out couch as well. So again, you're splitting this 4 ways. Again, going to be more expensive than the Venetian. Looking at the Encore, we're looking at about $400 per night here. And this room is much larger, so that's interesting, but it's still $100 more than the Venetian. So even though this room is much larger and or closer to the Venetian size at 743, it's still going to only be split by 4 people probably. Even if you do split by 5 people, it's still more expensive than the Venetian. I looked at some of these suite options here, like the Caesar suites. This one is a 1 king bed suite at $479. So you're not going to fit 5 people in here, even if it's a really spacious room. I don't even have square footage here, so I can't even compare it. So this one, not as good a deal. The Skylofts, this is the MGM Grand's option, their version of the Sky Suite, so to speak. This is another 1 king bedroom suite. So again, can't really fit as many people. And this one's $1,000. And even if you think about the Mirage, they have these lanais that are really fancy. Those ones, I looked at the floor plans, probably only can fit maybe 4, maybe 5 people in them, but they cost $1,300 at a minimum. So when you do a lot of comparison shopping here, the Venetian always turns up to be the best price. Now, there's going to be times when there's conventions at the Venetian, and maybe it's going to be super busy and the prices skyrocket out of nowhere. So yeah, maybe the Venetian not every single time is going to be the best deal. However, every single time we've looked it up for the last 4 years, this has been the spot that we stayed at because it keeps delivering this awesome deal, as you can see here.
I mean, the Venetian is such a good deal when you do the math. We had 5 people in a room at one point, and the cost of the room was about $300. So you got 5 people, $300 per night. You're looking at about $60 per night. We were having dinner at Momofuku, and we realized our dinner was going to cost more than our night at the Venetian. That's pretty incredible. Anytime your dinner costs more per person than how much you're paying for your night at the hotel per person, that's a pretty good deal. And again, it's not like we were uncomfortable in the Venetian. We were extremely comfortable. By the way, if you're ever at Momofuku and they have this amazing duck there, that is a fantastic dish that's meant for sharing. They'll tell you it only feeds about 4 to 5 people, but they're lying to you. That thing easily feeds 6 people. You can split that 6 ways and be full. We had 9 at the table, and we ended up splitting 2 ducks, and 2 ducks was too many. All right, let's get back to the video. Just some quick little things to add in here as well that you may be wondering. You can get a cot. They can bring a cot up for the room. That costs an extra $50 per night. So if someone's really getting annoyed sharing a bed with someone, then you can pull that cot out for another $50. And then the Palazzo. I think a lot of people might be wondering, what's the difference between the Palazzo and the Venetian? When it comes to the room types, the Palazzo rooms really aren't much different. I think they're on average a little bigger, and I think they are a little newer. But really, the Palazzo is a carbon copy of the Venetian. However,
For whatever reason, the Palazzo Casino is not as fun, in my opinion, or not as nice as the Venetian. They don't have as nice a sports book in the Palazzo. I think they just have like a little stand there. And really, the Venetian's just better for whatever reason. I just like staying in the Venetian more. It has more charm to it. So the Palazzo is still a great place to stay for groups, don't get me wrong, but the Venetian, I just find it to be more charming. And look, one of the great things about Vegas is there are just so many options. And I feel weird telling you to stay in one place in Vegas. It's kind of like going to a buffet and saying you should only eat one of the dishes they're making. To me, it kind of defeats the purpose of Vegas, to only stay at one place. However, we keep looking and we keep seeing that the Venetian is the best deal for a group. Now, again, if I was staying with a significant other on like a couples trip, I would try a bunch of different hotels because it'd just be fun to try the different rooms. But when you have a group, your needs are different. It's a different scenario. And the Venetian meets those needs better than any hotel I've seen on the Strip. All right, that's going to do it for this video. I love talking about Las Vegas. Leave a like if you love Vegas. Leave a like if you found this video interesting. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in these kind of videos. I recently passed 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of mind-blowing to me. It's amazing. It's just awesome that you guys have given me such great feedback. Please leave a comment. If I convinced you, definitely let me know if you think there's a better deal out there. Something that blends the kind of comfort with cost and luxury. Let me know, because we've been doing the Venetian for the past 4 years. I'm getting a little tired of it, I'm not gonna lie, because I've just stayed there so many times for work and for pleasure. I'm kind of hoping actually that there might be a better deal out there for these group trips, so let me know. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I really appreciate you take time out of your day to watch me do these fun, silly videos about luxury things. I love making these videos. I love that you watch them. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye-bye. What's up?
Vegas.
Vegas, baby. How'd poker go?
It was all bad.
It was all bad. Things happened.
Like, I got more money from them than I actually played with, and I still lost all of it.
What's up, guys? Eugene Wu sucks at poker. You heard it here first. Yeet and yah. For example, the Monte Carlo Hotel just renamed itself. The Monte Carlo, oh my God.